my name is Misgendering Kim, and this is a bit of an extra video, kind of an extra gender talk video really, in the middle of the week. Anyway, this video is specifically a response to a video by someone called Ashley Wilde, who I've just started following on YouTube. I've just subscribed to them, and they had a video called Gender Tag, with a series of questions that they wanted, other people to answer those questions, and they're about gender, of course. So I thought this was a great opportunity to basically just set the record straight of how things are with me and my gender. Anyway, it seemed like a good and worthwhile project to answer these questions. So this will be an extra gender talk video where I respond to Ashley Wilde's gender tag video. So here are the 10 prompts. How do you self-identify your gender, and what does that definition mean to you? Well, I define my gender as genderqueer or non-binary. I often use the word androgynous of it, but I don't think of myself as non-gendered, or as in-between gendered, or as both gendered, or as gender fluid, though all of those ideas I've toyed with at times. I see my gender identity as not man, not woman, but a third gender. I call that gender androgynous, or genderqueer, or non-binary, but I think of it as a gender in its own right. 2. What pronouns honour you? I'm not that fussy about pronouns. I won't correct people on them. It doesn't upset me hugely. Personally, I'm coming to a point now where I feel that male pronouns, I'd rather people didn't use them. Just because that's the box I've been shut in all my life, and I'm starting to break free of it now and acknowledge that inside my own head I'm not a man, I'm something else. Obviously the new gender neutral pronouns, they, them, their, are more accurate for that, but I do also quite enjoy, at least at the moment, I quite enjoy the female pronouns of she, her, etc. But the male pronouns, though I don't mind them because I'm kind of used to them, I think it's time I moved on from them. So that's my view on pronouns. 3. Describe the style of clothing that you most often wear. That's hard for me to answer because I live a lot of my life in some form. I'm very hyper aware of other people, and I don't like confrontation or violence or harassment or antagonism of any kind, so I do tend to play it down a lot when I'm in public, and that's why I suppose when I'm doing YouTube videos I bring it out like more than normal probably as well. My ideal balance, I think, probably would end up being quite androgynous but quite feminine would be my ideal clothing. So makeup and accessories, yeah, I've still got to figure out how to do my makeup well. I messed up my lipstick today. It looks more pink in the natural light. It looks more red when I'm in artificial light. I don't know why that is, but I prefer how it looks under artificial light actually. But anyway, I'm digressing. My style of clothing that I most often wear is probably quite male. I'm starting to free it up a little bit. I mean, I've grown my hair long now. Starting to wear female footwear, female boots. I wear boots. Female boots, but just jeans and t-shirts. I'm starting now to wear women's jeans. You can't tell the difference, but I know they're women's jeans and not men's jeans. And but t-shirts, I sometimes wear a women's top because I've got a few women's, again, t-shirts. I'm a jeans and t-shirts kind of person, but I've started wearing women's boots and women's jeans and women's tops, but it's like most people can't tell the difference. So sometimes I wear male tops. I mean, it's a man's t-shirt. I mean, again, it's not like there's a lot of difference anyway. But and I mean, usually I don't actually wear a lot of makeup when I'm walking around because I don't want people staring and hassling me. And that's it. I almost always, when I'm not at work, there's a reason why I wear male pants at work, but I usually wear women's knickers. So yeah, it can vary. Sometimes I go very male, sometimes I go, I mean, I can go very female, although I never really wear dresses or skirts or anything. And I never wear bras either. I don't have breasts, why would I? it tends towards androgyny. I mean, I don't always wear makeup, I don't always wear bangles and necklaces, but I'd like to. And you know, I don't always even wear women's boots or women's. Sometimes I go totally stealth. Not so often anymore. I'm starting to go, no, fuck it. I'm going to wear women's boots. I'm going to wear women's jeans, women's tops, all men's tops. I mean, I've got a mixture, so you know, I'm not made of money. So there's no point getting new things if you don't need them yet. But I have kind of made a pledge to myself almost that when I need new things, I'll get the women's equivalent of whatever I need, because I feel more happy that way. But it can vary a lot. I can be I can look very male or very androgynous. That's more often the case than looking feminine. But then sometimes I wear the makeup and the jewellery and bangles and stuff, because it makes me feel good. But it can vary. That's a long answer to a very simple question. 4. Talk about your choices with body hair. How do you style your hair? Do you have facial hair? What do you choose to shave or choose not to shave? Right. Well, I have my hair long now. It's a bit just long. I would rather do something with it to make it look better, but I do definitely generally prefer it a bit longer rather than ultra short. My body hair, I hate it. I sometimes, out of laziness, end up growing stubble on my face, and but it makes me miserable. I noticed a change in my mood completely, and so I like to clean shaven facially. The same is true of body hair. If I let my leg hair grow, I mean, every 2 weeks I use Veet hair removal on my legs, on my arms. The arms aren't so much of an issue, but if I let the leg hair grow beyond that, it will depress me. Once a week, every week, I shave off my belly and chest hair. Again, and underarm hair for that matter. Again, if I didn't, I would see that in the mirror when I got out the shower or whatever, and it would depress me. This is a real thing where the body hair depresses me. It changes my mood, so I have to do something about it. I, however, leave all nether regions as they are. I just have this thing that I don't want to bring a blade anywhere near that part of my body. But that's that. Next question. 5. Talk about cosmetics. Do you choose to wear makeup? Do you paint your nails? What types of soaps and perfumes do you use, if any? Right, I like to use makeup, but I'm still figuring out how to do it well. I need tutoring, someone help me. Yeah, and I do wear nail varnish sometimes. I love it. I've got a bit of a fetish for nails, which is sexual when it's on other people. So when I see shiny nails on me, even though it's not a sexual thing, I do find myself looking at them. But it gives me pleasure and joy, so I do like doing it. I like painting my nails. I like playing with colours. That's what I like about makeup, colours. Yeah, colours are fun. So yeah, I do like doing that. I don't do it as often as I would like because, again, I fear other people's reactions, being the delicate flower that I am. What types of soaps and perfumes do you use, if any? Soap, I just use basic soap. Deodorant, I don't use perfume as such, but deodorant, I nowadays use women's deodorant, not men's deodorant, because it smells nicer. 6. Have you experienced being misgendered? If so, how often? Well, every day of my life, since nobody seems to, well, except for a few very well informed people. But aside from those few well informed people who are aware of non-binary genders, most people in my life aren't, you know, clued up on it. So that kind of means I get misgendered every day of my life. All the time. I mean, everyone assumes I'm a guy. They just assume I'm a guy just because I look like a guy, just because I'm physically a guy, that I must be a guy in my head, and of course I get that all the time. It's hard to know how I would be correctly gendered though. If I dress fully female, I might get misgendered as female, which probably wouldn't bother me as much, but I might even enjoy it on some level, but it still wouldn't accurately reflect what's in my head. I don't know. So yeah, there was no other aspect to that. Have you experienced being misgendered? If so, how often? Okay, I've answered it. 7. Do you experience dysphoria? How does that affect you? Yes. I've already talked about the effect on my mood of my body and facial hair, which I've only recently started to accept is gender dysphoria and physical gender dysphoria. That I experience social dysphoria an awful lot, mostly with regard to sexual relationships. And you say that and people are like, what the hell are you on about? But seriously, the amount of expectations put on you in a relationship to be to play a certain role, you know, in the whole thing, and not just the relationships, but the whole dating, getting to know someone, you know, sex, everything, you know, it's just, and I'm not a man. Stop expecting me to be a man. Yeah, I experienced that dysphoria a lot, and just generally socially in some other ways, you know, I mean, I understand why women sometimes want to exclude someone that they perceive as male from the conversation, but I love to be one of the girls, and it does hurt me. I don't know. I can't go on. I have been very miserable. I've been very miserable at various points in my life in the past, and it's dysphoria, and that's all I'm going to say about it. 8. Talk about children. Are you interested in having children? Would you want to carry a child if that were an option for you? Do you want to be the primary caretaker for any children you may have? Right, I don't have any children, partly because sex is such a problem for me. I've reached a point, I mean, I've been so consumed with all my emotional issues as well that I've for a long time been of the opinion that I would not be responsible enough to bring up a child. I mean, that might change when I'm more together and how I should be, but personally I don't really think I want children. I've got too many things I want to do with my time and my money, though I don't have much of either at the moment. Yeah, I don't think I want to be a parent, to be honest. 9. Talk about money. Is it important to you to provide for a family financially if you choose to have one? Is it important to you that you earn more than any partner you may have? Do you prefer to pay for things like dates? Are you uncomfortable when others pay for you or offer to pay for you? Is this more for like FTM than MDF? No, it's not important that I be the provider and care. It's not important that I earn more than my partner. Fine if they earn more than me. And I do not prefer to pay for things like dates. I prefer, I think, to go Dutch, where you go half and half. But if someone wants to pay for me, I'll be like flattered, because it's the role reversal, and I like that. But yeah. I don't know, I try not to make money a big deal. It's more about people than money. If you're fixating on the money things, I think it's a bit shallow. 10. Anything else you want to share about your experience with gender? I think I've shared a lot on this and other videos, but this was very interesting, doing this gender tag. It's nice to respond to specific questions rather than to just be babbling my own stuff. So thank you, Ashley Wild, for coming up with the gender tag project, and that was my gender tag video. Thank you. Thanks for watching.
Or shine.